CJ Peterson of cjpetersonwrites.com, and welcome to the Treehouse. Today's book we're going to be reading Peanut Butter and Jam. Bootsy Gets a Sister. Story by Natrix. Art by Rosa Maria Garza. Parents, you can find more of the Peanut Butter and Jam books by going to Amazon and actually just typing in Peanut Butter and Jam books. There's several on there. You can also follow them online by looking at these different links. Now, of course, before we get to the book, we got to meet our resident little guys. This is Chief. Chief loves climbing trees and eucalyptus leaves and just cuddling and being a sweet little guy. His little brother is Sarge. Sarge loves climbing trees too and getting himself into lots of trouble. He also loves bananas, and together, these little guys both absolutely love adventure and finding all sorts of mischief to get into. Now, just like Chief and Sarge are brothers, in this book, Bootsy is going to get a sister. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Now, parents, as you're going through this book, you're going to see some words that are purple. The purple words are explained in the back of the book. The author goes ahead and gives you the explanation so you can explain it to your little guys. So, let's go into Peanut Butter and Jam. Bootsy Gets a Sister. Bootsy is a happy cat. He's an active cat. He likes running and jumping and just having a great old time. One could say he likes to frolic. See, there's one of those purple words, and it's defined in the back. In the morning, he wakes Kay by jumping on her chest and meowing in her face. When Kay prepares her breakfast, Bootsy meows until she gives him a snack. When Kay has a sandwich, Bootsy has to have a piece. When Kay has a drink, Bootsy sneaks a sip when she isn't looking. Oh, sneaky little bugger. When Kay leaves for work in the morning, Bootsy meows goodbye. When Kay returns from work, Bootsy greets her at the door with a meow. Kay picks him up and they begin their evening together. Bootsy loves being with Kay and is happy whenever they are together. One particular Monday, Kay received an email from a coworker with a picture. Good morning, Kay. Found this abandoned puppy and she needs a new home. Are you interested in giving her one? Please let me know. Regards, Peggy. Kay clicked the picture and saw the cutest puppy she had ever seen. She called her close friend Edward and asked if he would be willing to co-parent the puppy. Edward happily agreed, and Kay responded to Peggy's email. Saturday morning, when Bootsy walked in to wake Kay, he noticed she was already awake. This was unusual, since Bootsy was Kay's official waker-upper. As usual, when Kay prepared breakfast, Bootsy waited on his snack. A short time later, the doorbell rang. Bootsy ran to the door and jumped on the windowsill to see who it was. It was Kay's close friend, Edward. Kay opened the door and gave Edward a big hug. Because of Edward, Bootsy had a new home with Kay. And looks like Edward bought Bootsy to Kay. That's kind of cool. Edward knelt down and Bootsy jumped in his arms, settled in and purred. Edward rubbed Bootsy and then gently put him on the floor. Kay and Edward talked for a short time and then headed towards the door. Kay stopped and gave Bootsy a quick head scratch before leaving. Bootsy jumped back on the windowsill and watched them leave in Kay's truck. A few hours passed and Bootsy suddenly heard a familiar sound. He ran and jumped on the windowsill and saw Kay and Edward pulling up in her truck. The door opened and Bootsy was ready to greet them. Just then, Bootsy noticed something strange in Edward's arms. Bootsy looks a little confused. There was something that Bootsy had never seen or smelled before. Floppy ears, 1, 2, 3, 4 legs, lots of fur, and a long tail. Edward placed what he was holding on the floor. Bootsy was not sure what to make of this strange new visitor. It slowly took a step toward Bootsy. Bootsy slowly took a step back. Bootsy made sure he was far enough away from this new it. Kay knelt down next to it and called Bootsy over. Bootsy wouldn't move and just sat there and stared at it. Edward knelt down next to it and called to Bootsy. Bootsy didn't move and just sat there and stared at it some more. Since Bootsy would not move, Kay walked over and picked him up. As Kay was holding him, she told him that This it was his new sister. Her name was Gypsy, and she needed a new home. Bootsy was not impressed. For days, Bootsy kept his distance from Gypsy. When Gypsy was out playing, Bootsy watched from high places. When Gypsy was eating, Bootsy watched from the couch. When Kay and Ed prepared to walk Gypsy, Bootsy made sure he was not around. Bootsy was not ready for her sister. One day while Gypsy was lying down resting, Bootsy decided to walk slowly and cautiously towards her. He first sniffed her and then touched her ear with his paw. Bootsy again walked over to her, but this time he began rubbing his head on her ear. He then rubbed his body against her. Next thing you know, he was lying next to her and purring. Bootsy decided that maybe having a new sister was okay for now. When Kay needed to leave the house, she would put Gypsy in her kennel. When Kay would arrive home, Bootsy would greet her and then run to Gypsy's kennel. This was his way of letting Kay know that it was time to let his sister out. Pretty soon, wherever Gypsy went, Bootsy would follow. Wherever Bootsy went, Gypsy would follow. They played together, ate together, and even slept together. Seeing Bootsy and Gypsy happy together made Edward and Kay smile. Bootsy is still happy. He's still an active cat. He still likes running and jumping and just having a good time. But now he has a sister, Gypsy, to frolic with. The end. For some who may not know, we actually have a dog and a cat here as well. Samson is the cat. He was here first, so he was kind of like Bootsy. And then came Delilah. She's kind of like Gypsy. And they kind of did that same little thing where they kind of sniffed at each other for a little bit, and then they got used to each other, and now they are just as inseparable as Bootsy and Gypsy. Do you guys have a dog and a cat? Which one do you have? Which one do you like better? Well, that's it for the book for today. That's Chief and Sarge, and I'm CJ Peterson of cjpetersonwrites.com. If you're interested again in the books and peanut butter and jam books, you can find them this way, or you can go to Amazon and actually just type in peanut butter and jam books. Until next time.